And my name's Beth. Hi. Okay, yes, I think I'm live now. All right, my name's Beth, and I'm here tonight to talk to you guys a little bit about affirmations, what they are, how to use them in your day-to-day life, and the kinds of impacts they can have in your life. So I've been using affirmations, I would say off and on for probably the last 5 or 6 years. And they have totally changed my life they've changed how I view myself. Like they've improved my self-esteem. They've improved my relationships with others, my outlook on life. And they've really helped me stay positive in the more chaotic times of my life. And here we have Pearl visiting as well. You want to say hi? Hi. Yeah. Okay, she's going to go. All right. So affirmations, what they are is they are a quick sentence or a blurb that you can use to draw strength and inspiration in your day-to-day life. So they can range wildly from person to person. They can really be very, very different depending on who you are as a person and what your goals are and what you're aiming for. I personally like to change mine up from time to time too. Sometimes if you say the same sentence to yourself over and over and over and over for years on end, it stops sort of having that same gut and like heart feeling to it. So I like to switch mine up from time to time. So I'm going to start with some examples. This is a board that I had printed, and I actually hang this in my bathroom. So in the morning when I'm brushing my teeth or washing my face, putting some makeup on, I can see it. And some of the examples are: today is filled with abundant possibilities. I radiate love. I feel beautiful in my own skin. And so these are some kinds of things. I always act when an opportunity presents itself to me. I breathe in confidence and breathe out all fear. And that's one that I really like. I turn obstacles into opportunities. I am growing. I am effective with my time. I know that one's a big one for me. I'm still working on it. I am proud of myself in all that I have accomplished. And so these kinds of things, sometimes we have people in our lives that say really positive things to us and, help us see that we are strong and kind and worthy of love. But sometimes other people get busy in their lives, and sometimes there's nothing better than reassuring yourself that you are strong and capable and worthy, and that you deserve everything you want in life. And it's a great way to sort of reaffirm yourself, give yourself a bit of strength, and to help keep your goals in the front of your mind as well. So I like I said, I have this. You don't need to laminate one. I'm just kind of nerdy. But I like to write my specific ones out on just a cue card or a piece of paper, stick it up in the bathroom or next to your bed, somewhere that you're going to see it all the time. So one of my favorite ones right now, I wrote it down really messily because it's actually on a board in my bedroom, but it says, I am worthy of the work necessary to live the life of my dreams. And this one is really impactful to me currently because when I think about it, it's been a really stressful year. We all know that. It's been a year of highs and lows and, of loneliness and missing our friends and family. And that can be really hard then to stay focused on our goals when it doesn't necessarily feel like we're getting any closer, or like sometimes for me, I personally feel like there's almost no point because I'm just at home anyways by myself. So one of the things that I like to do to remind myself of, the kind of life that I would love to live in the future and that I'm building towards is that I am worthy of that life and I am worthy of the work necessary. I'm like worthy of doing the work necessary to live the life of my dreams, because sometimes it can be really easy to say, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. I'll do my homework tomorrow. I'll study tomorrow. I'll save money tomorrow. All those kinds of things where you can procrastinate and you can put them off. So that's one that I really love right now is I am worthy of the work necessary to live the life of my dreams. And that can really apply to anything you have going on in your life. Like I said, studying, it can apply to relationships. Sometimes you have to work on your relationships. And especially right now when we can't see all our friends all the time, sometimes you have to be the one to reach out and say like, hey, how are you doing? I miss you. So it's just a great way to affirm yourself and to remind yourself that you're loved and worthy and deserving of all things. So we can go through a couple ones together. I'm going to just pull up my little list here and share some of my favorites with you. All right. So give me a second here to open this document. Okay. One of my favorites to start the day is today I am brimming with energy and overflowing with joy. And how I would write that out is I would just take a great big marker. I like to have different colors so I can have a different color for each affirmation. Today I am brimming with joy and energy. And that's a good one to read in the morning because sometimes when you roll out of bed, you might not be, very excited to get up and start your day. Sometimes it's nicer to stay in bed. So this is a nice one to remind yourself that, you are brimming with joy and energy. And that's the kind of energy and that's the kind of mood that you're going to bring into your day, as opposed to being like, another day of school, either online or in person, or another day of, not being able to hang out with your friends. So it's a nice way to set your mood for the day, and that can be anything that you want it to be. So you could say, today I am full of love for my family. So we've all been locked up with our families for a little too long now. And that can irritate us at times, and it can feel overwhelming and like we don't have any space, and it can be easy to be annoyed with them. So one of the things that I love to do when I'm feeling that way is to say, I actually have it right here. I am present and patient with my family, and I breathe joy and life into their daily lives. And that reminds me how important my family is to me, no matter how crazy they're driving me. And here we have Pearl again. Hey, yeah. And it reminds me to be present and to be focused in how I'm building those relationships with them and how I'm, treating them and what kind of energy I'm bringing to them. So you can think about a couple that feel good to you, but I'm going to share some more of my favorites as Pearl climbs me like a tree. So let's see here. One of my other favorites is my body is healthy and my mind is brilliant. And one of the reasons why I love this one is we've all been locked inside all winter, and it can be easy to not feel super healthy. We haven't had the same access to sports and recreational facilities that we usually do. And that can be draining, right? Like you don't feel as athletic or as sporty or as in shape maybe. And one thing that I like to do is to remind myself that I am healthy, I am well, I am strong. So my body is healthy and my mind is brilliant. Even after all these months inside, my mind is still brilliant and my body is still healthy. Pearl agrees. All right. So I'm going to share another one here with you. All right. This is one of my absolute favorites. I possess the qualities to become extremely successful. Let me just jot that out so you can see it. And I will share some of these afterwards in the notes so that you can use the ones. And I'm going to say, you don't need to use all of them. If you read one and it doesn't feel like anything to you and it doesn't really mean anything to you, let it go. Pick one that feels good to you, that feels affirming, and that brings a bit of joy into your heart and into your mind, and that resonates with you, that, you feel is pushing you towards your goals and your dreams and into growing into the person that you'd like to become. So I possess the qualities needed to be extremely successful. And success looks different to everyone else, or to everyone. To be extremely successful. All right. So, for some people, and don't mind my writing, it's a little bit messy. For some people, success looks like, becoming a lawyer or a doctor or an engineer. And for some people, it looks like um, creating art every day or nourishing their body with whole nutrient dense foods every day, moving their body every day. Success looks different to everyone. And it's really important that you take some time to think about what success looks like and feels like to you. Do you feel most successful when you do well in school? Do you feel most successful when you exceed in your sports? Do you feel successful when your relationships are strong and healthy with your friends and family? You can take some time to think about that, and you can create affirmations that feel really good and that, here she is, true my earring, that resonate with you and how you'd like to live your life and how success sounds and feels to you. So that's different for everyone. And if you're sharing your affirmations with someone, they can be really personal. And so sometimes that's a little bit scary. So I recommend that you share them with people that you love and you trust. And if anyone ever makes fun of you for your affirmations, because I have had people make fun of me for mine, I always think that they're really missing out because I'm adding this extra level of potential success and this extra affirmation to my heart and to my body to remind myself of how I'm moving forward in life and how I'm moving through life. And so I tend to not take it to heart. And if you have any questions on that, you can submit them and I'd be happy to answer that. But I will put out afterwards a list of some of my favorite affirmations. And again, these can even be really simple. Like, I feel strong when I exercise, right? And you can go with something like, I am worthy of love. That one's a really big one. I love that one. I am worthy of love. And I like to start these always in like referring to myself so that when I read them and I read them out loud, I am using my first person voice to describe me. That helps me remember that I'm not talking about someone else being healthy and brilliant. I'm me. I am healthy and I am brilliant. And that feels good to me. So another one, happiness is a choice. I choose happiness based on my accomplishments and the blessings I've been given. And again, that looks different for everyone. Another one would be, I am courageous and I stand up for myself. My thoughts are filled with positivity and my life is plentiful with prosperity. I am blessed with incredible family and wonderful friends. I acknowledge my own self-worth. My confidence is soaring. Everything that is happening now is happening for my ultimate good. Though these times are difficult, they are only a short phase of life. So that's another one that could be really useful this year. All right. My efforts are being supported by the universe. My dreams manifest into reality before my eyes. I radiate beauty, charm, and grace. My obstacles are moving out of my way and my path is carved towards greatness. I wake up every day with strength in my heart and clarity in my mind. My life is just beginning. These are some really wonderful ones, and you can play these back, or like I said, hopefully we'll get them posted for you. And like I said, I like to use these little note cards, but you can use any piece of paper that you have around the house. And I like to use this sticky tack to hang them around my house so that I don't have to put holes in my wall. But you can figure out what works best for you. Sometimes these little papers, there's a thing on the bottom of the mirror that you can tuck them in your bathroom. You can put them on your nightstand, in your backpack if you go into your backpack every day for school. Wherever is a place where you're going to see it regularly and be able to read it. And there's a lot of power in reading it out loud and just reflect on how it makes you feel. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed that. And if you have any questions, I will wait a minute to see, but otherwise we will share some examples with you. And I hope that this really gave you some perspective as to what affirmations are and how they work. So there is a question here. Do you do this every day? So this sheet hangs in my bathroom and it has all kinds of affirmations that are relevant to me and where I am in my life right now. And I read it every day. I can see it when I'm in the shower. I can see it when I'm using the washroom. I can see it when I'm brushing my teeth. And I just read them in my head while I do those things. But I also take the time each day to read the ones that are more time, like that I've chosen for this particular period of my life. So for example, my current affirmation that I feel the most strongly about is I am worthy of the work necessary to live the life of my dreams. And I read this, it's on a board by my bed. I read this every night before I fall asleep. I read it every night, every morning when I wake up. And so that's how I do it. And I find that it really helps. It helps remind me of how much strength I have and what I'm working towards. So let's see here. There's another question. Where do you find your affirmations? I've always found them through reading or through, I think about sometimes, what am I struggling with right now? What's something that I want to feel better or to be better in my life? And one of the things that I personally have struggled with in this last stretch, well, I guess the first stretch of 2021, when, it's been cold now it's nice, but it was cold for a while and we couldn't really go anywhere or do anything. And I was really struggling to stay motivated in my work. And so that's why I chose the affirmation. I am worthy of the work necessary to live the life of my dreams. Because if I don't do that work, I won't achieve the life of my dreams. But it also reminds me, it doesn't just say to myself, you have to go do that work or else, right? Because that doesn't feel good to me either. But it reminds me that I am worthy of taking the time, energy, and effort to put into my own life to achieve the kinds of things that I want to achieve. So I like to just, sort of make them up for what's relevant to me right now. But you can also Google affirmations, and there's a ton of really helpful ones. And you can start simple. I radiate love. And that's, a good, healthy place to start. But anything that feels good to you. So, any more questions? All right. If not, I will make sure that I share my favorites and hopefully they help you guys. And I look forward to seeing you soon because we have another workshop coming up. All right. Thank you.